there, then you moved to Armstrong.
And I got married and we moved to Minnesota.
So you really were born in Lake Mills,
Yeah.
and you lived in your growing up years in Vingie.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And you've heard
Was married in Scarborough.
anything you want to tell us about the Vingie store?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Vingie store. You heard that?
I don't know if I remember that or not.
Well, I used to, Ma'd always have me go and get groceries. She'd have about 3 dozen eggs. She'd always have, well, whatever she needed, and then she'd always say prunes for the rest, or apricots, you know, whatever was left, a few pennies. One day I was down there, and we never got fruit at home, only at Christmas time. It was a bushel of apples. And they kept that in the basement and just went and got one apiece. And then one day I saw this big box of oranges. I thought, boy, I'm gonna have one. So I stole one and stuck it in the egg basket. Covered that up with the rag that Ma'd put in it. When I got north of town, I ate that orange, and that was the best orange I ever had in my life. You know, when we went back there, they took my picture
With an orange?
with no, where I stole the orange.
Is the Vingie store still there?
Yeah.
And is it still in operation?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a store, but it's like a little, it's a different,
Merchandise.
yeah. And I think it had a little pool table in there, didn't it? And
Yeah.
it seemed like it was like a little local inn or something.
I'll have to tell you, when Dad and I used to go down to the store, I'd be so lucky on these tear tabs, you know, and stuff. And LP Rude, he was the one that took care of the store.
This is up
and
in
he-
Salem and Rockdale?
Yeah, in Vingie store.
Oh, in Vingie store, okay.
Well, anyway, he tell Dad, you know, all kinds of stories about people, what they done and what they did and everything. So when Dad and I walked out the store, Dad, he turned around, he said, well, now you can talk about me when I'm gone.
Your dad didn't believe in gossip?
No.
No
Oh,
gossiping?
he never wanted anybody to say anything about nobody.
Oh,
And then what about at the dinner table when somebody mentioned something about
Oh.
an animal or?
Oh, yeah, when we were kids, we'd be sitting eating and somebody'd say mouse or dead chicken, or, I saw a dead chicken, Dad'd get up and out he'd go and throw up.
Very sensitive stomach, huh?
That's where Butch gets that.
Must be.
Oh, you couldn't say mouse or anything at the table.
That was Grandpa Woolley, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when Eldine was little, we didn't have a crib or nothing, and Ma'd make him a bed in the corner, you know, with 2 chairs. And then we didn't have a bottle or anything, and Ma'd cook but grout, you know, potato mush and stuff like that. She'd put it in a square bag or a cloth bottle like this, and then she'd take it and she'd tie a cord around it, and then she'd give it to Eldine, and he'd sit there and he'd suck on that thing you wouldn't believe.
I remember Dad talking about that.
The group.
Grandma doing that,
And
yeah.
could he holler, you could hear him 320 miles away.
Oh, no wonder, he became the singer.
He did. Boy, yeah.
Now, did Grandma Peterson, was she also a singer? Because I know you and Clarion
Yeah.
sang and.
Well, anyway, we had this Syrian guy came, you know, these guys that came around and sold goods and pencils and stuff. Well, anyway, Delia and Josie lived with us at that time. So Josie, she went to the fair, her and Marie. Delia thought, boy, I'm gonna fix them. What did she do? This guy came and she took and hid this wagon, you know, behind the granary. And she put him in their bed. And she hid every match and every light she could find. They came home from the fair. They crawled in bed with this guy. They thought it was Delia. One on each side of him. And they woke up
The next morning?
the next morning, and it was one of them that woke up first and looked, and there he was, had this beard, you know, one on each side. And Josie or Delia got up, Marie and Josie got up, and they went in the other room. And then when he got up, And he went downstairs, and Delia says, "Aren't you gonna go upstairs and say goodbye to him?" She was the limit.
Oh.
She could think of one thing after the
Really?
all the time. She
That
was
was
the
Delia?
Delia.
Oh,
She could. You just had to look out, boy, when she came.
Oh.
Now, you said for a while there, it seemed like everybody was living at your house.
They did.
Who all was there?
Well, Delia and Josie and Grandma lived at our house, and
Which
then
grandma?
my mother's mother,
Okay.
Mary Midbo.
and then Cliff and Gina lived at our
Who
house.
was Cliff and Gina?
Ma's brother
Oh.
and his wife.
Okay.
They lived in Mason City, but it seemed like everybody was living at our house. We had to double up all the time in the bed that we had
How big
in
was
the
the
other
house?
room.
How big was the house?
2 bedrooms upstairs and 1 down.
A 3-bedroom house?
Yeah. Clarine and I laid in the crib, and Opal, she laid with Mom and Dad.
And all the
when
kids
we
were still
there.
home?
Yeah, everybody was home.
8 kids?
Yeah.
And everybody else
Boy, I tell you.
in a 3-bedroom house.
Well, now Palmer must have been gone by then.
No, Palmer, he left when, well, he was about 20, I think, when he left.
So Palmer was home. Joe and Truman.
Truman, he was in the service, and then he came home. But we were all home. But they all doubled up, everybody. I don't actually know where they all slept. But it wasn't like one kid in one room like now. You let about 4 in one side and then 4 down this side, with the feet this way, this way.
I remember when our aunts and uncles used to come and sleep, come to our house,
Oh,
and then we'd sleep at the foot of the bed.
Yeah, we did.
I remember doing that.
I laid at the foot of the bed many times with Lou and Maria. I used to go down and stay with them when they lived in Mason City. Yeah.
Now, did Grandpa or Grandma ever talk about their parents?
Not that much. Oh, my dad, he used to say that he wanted to wait a couple of days till he got to be 20 years old to get married, but Ma wouldn't wait. He always told us that.
Did they ever tell you about living in North Dakota?
Not that much. Their stuff burned,
The farm?
or whatever, their material trunks or whatever, I don't know.
Well, now Grandpa Peterson, he was born in Iowa. How did they get from North Dakota or to Iowa? Did they live in Iowa and then move to North Dakota?
That I don't know. They never told you nothing.
You did, everything was
No.
a secret?
Everything was secret.
You were too busy working.
Ma and Pa used to sing all the time. They sang. They'd sing all the time.
After supper?
After supper, and then when us kids got bigger, I played the organ and Joe the drums, and Pete, Pete played the drums and Joe the accordion and the mouth organ. And I played the organ. We all played together. Every night we got done eating, Ma would make us go in and play.
So you had an organ at the house?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then we traded it for a piano.
Okay.
And I was mad because I didn't get it either.
And how many lessons did you have?
7. And Joe had 7. Every time Joe was going to practice, Pete would swear and say, "Come on, goddammit." He said, "That's shit," he'd always say. Sounds terrible.
Oh,
Joe
never,
wasn't very good, huh?
Joe took 7. Boy, he was smart. He could play anything.
Joe could?
Oh, he could play anything.
He said skip the lessons and get with the song?
No, that was Pete.
Oh, Pete would.
Pete.
Skip the
was-
lessons and get to the song?
Right. Let's go, he'd say. He was ready to leave all the time. I was telling you about when they got a new pickup. Boy, they were so proud of it. When they were ready to go, the boys said, "What? Each a nice mud flaps." They were about this size. They had hooked them on the back of the pickup. On one they had Joe and one Pete. And did Pa get mad?
That was Grandpa's new pickup?
It was theirs.
Oh, it was there?
Pa said, "You're not running a," I don't know what it
Circus?
was. Circus wagon, he said, and he tore him right off.
Oh, they bought the pickup together?
No, Pa bought it for him.
Oh.
See, but he didn't want him to have no Pete and Joe on there.
Oh. That's funny.
So when did you get your first car? When did Grandpa and Grandma Peterson get their first car? I mean,
Oh boy, I remember when we got our first car. We all fought who was going to sit over by the window and hold in this post. Because we thought we were really hot stuff. And I used to learn how to drive that car, boy. Truman was the one that taught me how to drive.
Really?
Yeah, he'd make me wash his car so I could, he let me drive it up to the mailbox and back.